Hello and welcome back to Simple Essentials. If you're new here, my name is Emmy and this is my cat Freya, who loves to be involved in the shots when I film for this channel. I'm in a new spot today. You might see it's a bit different backdrop because I'm filming this in late March of 2020. COVID-19 is widespread, and here in Australia they've just announced closure of any non-essential things. So it means that my partner is working from home and we're having to be flexible and move around the house to make room for both of us. And in all these uncertain times, I wanted to touch a little bit on a pattern that I've seen, or some questions that I've seen rather, about minimalism, and if as a minimalist it's okay to have some kind of a stockpile, and if so, how big that stockpile should be. And I wanted to share, like, in a practical way, I guess, both sort of what we have chosen to have in our home, and this is way before COVID-19 happened. This is something that we've had in place for a little while. And I guess the two principles around minimalism, or simplicity if you will, for me, is that you plan ahead with things and purchase the things that you know that you're going to use. So minimalism and simplicity for me is about being prepared, making smart decisions budget-wise, making sure that you have the things that you know that you're going to use, and you stock up with bigger packages and things like that when they're on sale. But you don't buy 10 of anything, you buy like one extra, or maybe maximum 2 extra. But rather than going to the store and buying all the toilet paper there is, which some people have been doing, a minimalist would be a little bit more pragmatic, and also the whole feeling of having enough. Much like anything, you can repurpose what you have, and that's the thing about minimalism and simplicity. You don't need 12 different gadgets to do 12 different things. Usually the same item can do many things in our lives. So those are some key principles that I live by all the time. And yes, of course, life is very different. COVID-19 has changed communities, schools, businesses, and a lot of people are struggling. So I'm in no way joking or saying that this is not a serious time. All I mean is that times like this actually call on us to be creative and to look for other ways of doing things that we've traditionally done in a certain way. And lucky for most of us, especially Australia, we do produce a huge amount of our own food. So very few countries, especially not Australia, that nobody's going to run out of food. It's just a matter of the supermarkets being able to stock the shelves back. And for most of us to buy what we need and be grateful for what we have instead of going into fear and panic mode. So those are just some basic thoughts that I sort of have. And if you are interested to see what we have in our pantry, I'll just briefly share that with you now. So this is a really simple shot just showing how small an emergency food pantry for 2 people, 2 adults can be. This is less than 1/3 of a shelf in one of our kitchen cabinets. We have a separate pantry in another part of the kitchen. And here is just a really top line view. We've got some canned goods, obviously some soup, some fruit, some pasta sauce, some rice, etc. And I do have some extra wet food for the cat. We also do have some dry food for both the bunny and the kitty in a different spot of the house. So it's pretty simple. That's it. And our stockpile, if you will, is simply a little bit of extra food for us and for our pets to make sure that if we were in lockdown for 1 to 2 weeks, then we would be totally fine. And luckily we have friends, family and delivery services that would be able to help us if that did not happen. So all my love to you out there. Stay safe, look after yourself and your family, stay away from other people, and make sure that you are trying to be as creative as you can, not just with your cooking, but with anything else in your house that you're finding that you need at the moment. Look after yourself, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about meal planning and hopefully some inspiration for those of you who are unable to go out at the moment.